Welcome to STARCARD Podcast. Here at STARCARD Podcast, we get a glimpse at the age of Aquarius ahead of us. My name's Breakaway Ray. I like talking about the breakaway civilizations because we're breaking out of the one we're in now. You've tuned in to a live tarot throw. Today is today is October 2nd, 2025. I got it right in the description and in the title. Welcome to October 2nd, 2025. We're going to throw 3 cards for you today on Thursday, but these 3 cards are for you whenever you see this show. You might be catching it on a recording later. So let's go right to the tarot cam and get you your 3 cards. I see we already have friends in the chat, and in case you're new here, I'd like to let you know that you can request a tarot reading yourself. Just please type in all capital letters tarot, please, and then after I get done with the first part of the show, I'll make a list for all the people who want a reading. And then also I want to say, thank you very much for your kindness. Welcome back to STARCARD Podcast. Let's have some fun. Let's throw some 3 cards for you. Here we go. If you've been around for a while, I want to say again, thank you so much for coming back. And you already know that the tarot world is revved up and ready to go. They've been waiting for me to, wow. So there's 3 cards right there. They've been waiting for me, obviously, for, since the last time we had the camera turned on. I wonder if these are the 3 cards we should just go with. Why not? I asked for 3 cards. Hey, everybody. I think the tarot world wants us to see these 3 cards right away. Well, we've seen other magical events like this before. So let me get this set up. Here we go. The first card from the tarot world for all of us. 3 cards for you on Thursday. Sweet. I'm feeling lucky with those cards that just spilled out of the deck while I was talking. It's the Wheel of Fortune card. It talks about good luck, but it also talks about cycles. And it also, it does talk about luck, but it's also good luck or bad luck. Why don't I read a few words on here and see what else we can learn? Good luck, karma, life cycles, destiny, turning point. I think I want to stop right there. I feel like we are at a turning point here at STARCARD Podcast. I'm really getting my sea legs, and I'm getting in the groove of what we're talking about on these podcasts. And I feel like I'm not the only one whose consciousness is expanding. And I want to say that everyone else is contributing to my own expansion of consciousness. I would never have thought about all these things if I couldn't share them with you in the first place. Anyway, these cards are for you, not just for me. So let's see what else we got to say. Well, the Hermit says it's time to turn inward, but we're the ones who can see the light and see the path. We've got the lantern, and that might even be, our heart. In lots of ways, our heart shows the way we need to go. We follow our joy. We follow the path of ease and grace, and everything's groovy. Although we might feel like we're alone because it doesn't match up with what we see in the outside world. But again, that's what we're breaking out of. And number 3, what an exclamation point this tarot card is. There we go. It's the Strength card. I'll read what it says on the card. But again, that's kind of like an exclamation point to what we just said. You know what? We're fortunate to be where we are, to be following the path of our joy and learning about communicating with the spirit world. And exclamation point, good for us. And also we're getting better at it. I like how that goes, but here's what it says on the Strength card, everyone. Courage. Yeah, we'll just stop right there. It takes courage to do what we do. Well, it takes courage to have the conversations that we're having. But you know what? It's not as much courage as people like Galileo and Giordano Bruno and other people before us. They faced greater challenges, didn't they? Talking about these kinds of things. So let me give these cards a toss, and then what I'll do is I'll explain what we're going to do on the show today before we get to the second part of the show, which is usually about 30 minutes away. So hang on for recess, right? Hang on a second. Let me get these cards tossed. That was a good one. A good opening every time, right? Always magical. Okay. One moment, please. Okay, I think I'm ready. First of all, yesterday we were talking about the ancient Greek teacher Pythagoras and his Pythagorean theorem. And I noted that I taught it all the time. And so I thought that I should follow through and do Pythagoras justice. After all, if I do a good job on video, anyone can watch this later and learn a little bit about it. So I'm going to go to the tarot cam now, and I've got some bulletin boards prepared, or some posters to help us with my presentation. Here I go. Thanks, everybody. All right, you had your 3 cards. That was awesome. That was fun. All right, great. So first of all, the Pythagorean theorem is a mathematical equation where it says a squared plus b squared equals c squared. And when we say squared with that little number up there called an exponent, and it's a 2, what we're really saying is a times a, b times b. And when you add those quantities together, you get a number that is the square of c, whatever that is. Now, it so happens, I wonder if this light will help you at all. Yeah, I guess it does. All right, there you go. So, for example, if you have a triangle with a right angle in it, which is 90 degrees, it's a straight corner, a square corner, okay? That means that the side opposite of the right angle is right here, and that's called the hypotenuse. But if you add this, the square of this side and the square of this side together, your sum will be the square of the hypotenuse. For example, if A is 3 and B is 4, it's going to come out to C being 5, because 3 times 3 is 9, 4 times 4 is 16, 9 plus 16 is 25. This fancy division house is called the square root symbol. What is the square root of 25? What times itself gives us 25? It's 5. All right. So now let's go to a second version of it. All right. So remember, Pythagoras' theorem is a squared plus b squared equals c squared. So what if you know the 2 sides of a triangle, but you don't know the hypotenuse's measurement? Well, give it another try here. You set up the equation like this. This is side A, 6 squared, side B, 8 squared, and side C, whatever x is, squared. 6 times 6 is 36. 8 times 8 is 64. Lo and behold, you add them up, you get 100. That's pretty cool. And then when you find the square root of 100, it's 10. So x equals 10. And I drew a little diagram of the square root frame down here. Right? That guy says, inside me, tell me the thing that you multiplied by itself to get me. All right. So next, I think I have a more challenging one here. Let's see what I got going here. All right. So in this case, there's some bigger numbers involved. And, we know 2 of the quantities, but again, we don't know the third quantity. This time we know what the hypotenuse is, but we don't know what side B is. So in this case, A is 12, B is the X number, and then the hypotenuse, C, is 13 squared. All right, so if you're going to figure those out, 12 times 12 is 144. You're going to add it to X squared, and it's going to come out to 13 times 13 squared, or 13 times 13, which is 13 squared. And that equals to 169. So we need to find out what x is. Let me see if I got the math here. Yeah. So if we look at those quantities, because we really don't care about the 12 or the 13 here, because what we really care about is that side squared. We forgot the squared part. That's the important part. And that means we're looking at 144 for 12, and we're looking at 169 for the 13. 144 plus 25, I should have written an equal sign here, equals 169. So the missing quantity is the square root of 25, and that would be 5. Something tells me if I didn't get it 100% correct, I'm really close. Math was never my strong suit. I never actually taught this kind of algebra, Well, not in 34 years, maybe when I was in 6th grade. Nevertheless, it was a good go. I guess the important part, before you walk away from Breakaway University saying that hypotenuse stuff and the square root of this and that and Pythagoras' theorem looks kind of hard, but you know what? If you just remember this one, where you have A equals 3 and B equals 4 and C comes out to 5, that's like all you need to know. You can find a missing quantity of 3 in an equation as long as you know what 2 of them are. All right, that's lesson number 1. So I want to thank whoever is sending the soda bubble hearts in the chat. I'm all motivated. I got to say that when I was in the classroom, I'm not sure I would get soda bubble hearts in any kind of manner when I'm teaching this kind of stuff. But anyway, I'm still having fun, and I'm not done with an ancient Greek math class from Breakaway University. Next up, it's a lesson from the library in Alexandria, where a man named Eratosthenes was the librarian. So I want to look over. I got to do something better than this. I'm going to adjust my screens very quickly and then make it so I can look at you a little bit better while I read this about Eratosthenes. All right, here we go. Eratosthenes of Cyrene was an ancient Greek polymath, a mathematician, geographer, poet, astronomer, and music theorist. He was a man of learning, becoming the chief librarian at the Library of Alexandria. His work is comparable to the modern-day discipline of geography. This information comes from Wikipedia. Here are some quick stats about Eratosthenes. You're going to have to look them up yourself. I didn't put this link in the description, but let me spell Eratosthenes for you. Eratosthenes. Eratosthenes. So, Eratosthenes was born in Cyrene, Libya. He died in Alexandria, Egypt in the year 194 BCE. So, he's about 2,000 years ago. Sounds like Breakaway Ray teaching math from 2,000 years ago. Education, he went to the Platonic Academy. I just nicknamed my own Breakaway University. Sounds like that's what Plato did. We're talking about the same Plato, the Platonic Academy. His nationality, he was ancient Greek. That's what it says here. And his nickname, sorry, trying to keep a straight face. So his nickname is Pentathlos, Pentathlos, Pentathlos. Now, I didn't look up what pentathlos means, but I know that penta means 5. So I wonder, because I'm a United States guy in the 21st century, and I wonder if pentathlos with the 5 in front means something like 5 head, because he's so smart. A 4 head won't do it. He needs a 5 head, pentathlos. I'm sure I've got that wrong. I invite any of our viewers in Greece, and I think I have one, to correct me, because I'm not going to look it up. I just like to joke. But the other thing that Eratosthenes, he's like, Breakaway Ray, you're bringing me back 2,000 years later and you're making fun of me. Yeah, but yes, Eratosthenes, but look, I'm reminding everyone, I'm telling everyone how smart you were, and I'm going to tell them all about your Sieve of Eratosthenes. Let me move my screen, and then I'm going to tell everyone about the Sieve of Eratosthenes and speak up for ancient learning. Thank you, Eratosthenes. So, got it. So the Sieve of Eratosthenes, it's a way of finding prime numbers. And I know that the last time I checked, they were introducing it to children in 5th grade. That would be like 10, 11 years old. And as I moved down in grades, I started up in 6th and 5th grade, and then I worked my way down to 4th grade. I was in 4th grade most of my career, 16 years. Then I went down to 3rd grade. I did spend a year in 2nd grade. Nevertheless, when I was in 4th grade and 3rd grade, well, especially when we're starting to learn about the multiplication tables, right? It was really important at the end of 3rd grade that kids knew their times tables to be ready for 4th grade. And eventually somehow I came across this Sieve of Eratosthenes. It actually used to be part of the math program. And I had yeah, this is typical of me, right? I had an obsolete, discarded 7th grade math book, and I had held on to it. It was from before I got hired. So it was more than 35 years old. And in that book was the Sieve of Eratosthenes. It went up to 200. I'm going to show you a version of it. But then I realized you could just go down to 60, and, you know, 3rd graders could follow along with the 60, and then you go up to 100, and that's pretty awesome. So now I'd like to show you the Sieve of Eratosthenes. Oh, yeah. So in case you're not clear on what I'm saying the word sieve, S-E-I-V-E. I want you to think of the colander, the thing, you know, when your mom is boiling water and she puts the pasta in, right? And the pasta's ready. She's got to pour the big pot of water into that metallic screen thing to catch the pasta. Okay, that's a colander. But in this case, with the Sieve of Eratosthenes, you're pouring all the numbers into the sieve, and all that's left are the delicious prime numbers. So let's go to the tarot cam and take a look at the Sieve of Eratosthenes. So, let's see if the light helps you here. I think it does. There we go. We're in the camera. Great. So I know that's hard for you to see. It's a little bit small. But I just want to show you how it works very quickly. This one goes up to 200, obviously. I'm not going to do this one in front of you. I'm just going to get you started. And the reason why I'm like showing this, I mean, I think, you know, if you're a math teacher, you must be showing this to your class at some point. You know, students need to know about this. I missed this, though, when I was growing up, and I never saw other teachers teaching it. Not that I would. They would be teaching their class. I'd be teaching my class. Nevertheless, it was never like something we all talked about. It was never like an established practice. It ought to be. I mean, it's 2,000 years old. One of the greatest minds in human history, you know, is helping us do simple math here. First of all, we cross off the line. 1 is not a prime number. It's what we count with. But you know what we're going to do? We're going to start with 2s, and we're going to count by 2s. So 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16, 18, 20. And then, oh yeah, it's hardly dark enough, is it? Hang on a minute. And then, you know, after you do that for a minute, some kids are going to start raising their hand and say, yo, I think I see a pattern. We're just going to go straight down the line. We don't really have to count up to 200, right? All these numbers that end in 2, all these even numbers are what we call composite numbers. There's other ways to get to them besides just multiplying the number by itself and 1 there. So all of these numbers in the even number columns, we can strike. For example, again, I'm not going to do the whole thing. But then what would be cool is I'd say, okay, now everyone pick a different color. You know, they got markers out. They got crayons out, colored pencils. I always like those the best. All right, so now we're going to take a look at 3. But before we do that, you know what? 2 is a prime number. So we're going to highlight it. The only way to get to 2 is to multiply 2 times 1. And 3, same thing. You can only get to 3. Oh, did I make a mistake? I did. I was not supposed to cross out the 2 there. Okay, so 2 is a prime number. 3 is a prime number. And those are called twin primes because they're right next to each other like that. 7 is a prime number. And 9 is not a prime number. And I'm going to show you why. Okay, so I got a different color marker here. 3 is the prime number. If I count by 3s, I get to 6. We got that guy already. And then we get to 9. Okay, so he's out. All right. Then we go to 12, 15, 18, 21, 24, 27, 30, 33, 36, 39, 42, and then the kids start raising their hand. Yo, Mr. Breakaway, I think I see a pattern. They're all going to go diagonal on this board. These are all multiples of 3 going down like this. Now, this suddenly makes learning about prime numbers and multiplication and counting and doing basically a tedious, careful task kind of fun and interesting, and it gets colorful like that, right? So then you're done with the 3s. The next thing you would do is you would go to the 9s. or sorry, the 7s. Okay, I'm sorry, we haven't done the 5s yet. I'm getting ahead of myself. So we just got to count by 5s, and we've known how to do that since kindergarten, right? So 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40. Mr. Breakaway, that's right, all the 5s. All the numbers that end in a 5. Hasta la vista, baby. And then over here, all the numbers that end in a 0. Those are multiples of 5 also. Okay, so then that's how the Sieve of Eratosthenes works. And it's fun when you use different colors. And then let's see, I've got some other versions to show you here. Yeah, so the class and I, many times we did the 1 up to 100. And you can see I used different colors and we highlighted all the primes. But this is only up to 60, right? This would always be step 1 for me before we get to the 100 board. Let's just find the prime numbers up to 60, right? Pretty cool. And then I tack this up on the wall. You know, all the kids have a visual memory all year long of, you know, the first prime numbers up to 60. And then here's another one. This is the boring teacher version. I didn't change colors. Okay. And then I already showed you the 200 board, but then, you know, we actually did the 200 board, and then this is my version of it. And then I went ahead and cut it out and laminated it, right? So I always had an answer key. Those are all the prime numbers up to 200. Okay. Am I done with math? Okay, well done, class. You can put away your math books now. Please take out your writing notebooks and your tarot cards. What? You don't have your writing notebooks and tarot cards? Nobody ever saw the supplies list that I never created? I'm just teasing. I've used that joke before. If you have a notebook and you want to take it out, or just a piece of paper to play around with, I invite you to. You know, this is free entertainment. You can just spectate and watch. Certainly, if you're driving a car, it would not be okay to pay attention to any books at this time. If you have your own deck of cards and you want to play the game that I'm going to play, you know, then get those materials ready. And I'm going to go back down here and get set up also for what I call 3, 2, 1 tarot throw. But first, I think I have a math joke for you from the world of geometry. Euclid would be proud. We're getting ready for 3, 2, 1 tarot throw. Okay. I want to show you. Well, okay. So, oh yeah, we did this one yesterday. Here we go. Here comes my math joke for today. Some of you are going to call it like a dad joke. Anyway, why did it take the circle so long to get home? Why did it take the circle so long to get home? Because he got on the wrong bus. All right. I'm going to laugh about that more later. So right now, speaking of wrong, I made these little shape cards up here. Okay, and I'm going to set them out like this. I didn't want to use letters because I didn't want any linearity involved, okay, or any kind of scale. I just wanted shapes or free floating. And let's see if I'm still on target here. Okay, 3, 2, 1 tarot. That's going to go there. All right. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to set out 7 cards. I'm going to put 2 cards here, 2 cards here, 2 cards here, and 1 card at the bottom. So first, let me give these a toss. Now, so the group can follow along with me. We'll just, you guys can all be on my team. But some of you, if you have your own deck and you want to try it on your own, you know, shuffle your cards and lay them out the way you want to. And then I'll show you what we're going to do when we get to the notebook. It's getting a little bit breezy over here. I'm not even like generating an intent here. I'm trying to like just go blank here. And now when I throw cards, when I throw tarot cards, I figure the top card is always like kind of, you know, the first message. For me, this is how it works. So I'm all, if you got all the way to the top, when I'm ready to throw, you know, you're first in line. You must be there for a reason. So here you go. And then another way I do it is I do the cut. And so I'll just throw the cut down there. And then look at this. Sometimes one card sticks out. So that guy wants to come out. All right, then I do the fan. I've only been doing this since March, everybody. So this is all new to me, and I'm, you know, making my own channel to share my discoveries. So I'm going to do another cut. I'm going to do another fan. Usually I'm inviting the tarot world to answer a request, or I'm making some kind of an intention. Okay, I'm on my last card here. Remember, I wanted one more card. And then I'm going to go ahead and grab that guy right off the bottom of the deck, put him over there. So now I'm going to take the rhombus and put it over there. I'm going to take the square and match it up with those two cards, the circle over there and the triangle over there. And I'm going to wait for those who are setting up their own worlds over there to catch up with me. I think I'm a little ahead of you, even with like the internet delay. You know, I might be a few seconds ahead of you anyway. So I need to get my paper out. How am I going to do that? There we go. Yeah, I dig the teacher stationery. Turns out I still get to use this paper, huh? Woohoo! Feels like one again. Which marker am I going to use? I'm going to use my pen. All right. So I'm going to take my paper and I'm going to go ahead and write down the names of the four shapes. And then I'm going to, you know, put them in a random order. So I'm going to stop right here. And what I would like you to do now is, even though I have the triangle, circle, square, and rhombus like this, I want you to decide, where do you want your groups? So what I'm going to do is I'm going to be taking the triangle cards like this, the circle cards like this, and the square cards and the rhombus card, and I'm going to move them around in a different order. So I want to give you a chance, you know, to name each group. Are you naming them by a letter or a color or a shape like I'm doing? However you've got it, you know, name those groups of cards, because you're going to move them around. And I'm going to give you another moment to do that. Okay, so here's how I'm going to do it. I could go like this and say the rhombus card is my introduction card, 2 paragraphs and a closing statement. I could say my rhombus is my encore. After the concert's over, they come out and play the song we've been waiting all night to hear. I can also go like this and not even care about what the shapes are, and not even decide, just kind of move them around like it's that game with the cups, okay? And I think I'm going to put, I'm going to go like this. Yeah, I'm going to go 2 cards, introduction, surprise, haiku, hello, and then an ending there. And now the question is, what's going on with the cards we don't see? So now that I've got these set up like this, what you can do is you can write down, again, the names of the shapes, my shapes, if you're on my team, or the names of your own shapes or colors or tags or however you're doing it, okay? And so triangle. Yeah, I draw a picture of a triangle, but I write the word instead. Okay, rhombus. And then the circle. And then the square. That's how I'm doing it. I just set it up like this. Now, even before I flip these cards, I want to have some fun. And I'm not saying I can predict it, but you never know if you never try. So we're going to, just for fun, give it a try. Why don't you, I mean, again, I don't want to influence your answers. So why don't you start, okay? I've got my triangle group right here, or wherever you put the triangle on your paper, okay? Go ahead and write down, maybe you know what card is underneath. Just name one of them. We're going to try and name at least one card. Is it the triangle where you know which card it is? Want to try the rhombus, the one card? I mean, I guess you could just pause and just guess this one card. That's probably like a good one to do. Okay, I'll give you a chance to, make guesses for all of them. But I think the Rhombus one would be like the one, where we're setting it up, 3, 2, 1, throw. I wonder what's under the rhombus. That's what I'm thinking right now. I'm thinking about a flower right now under the rhombus card. But I don't know, what suit it is or what number it is or whether it's one of the face cards, as it were. But you know what? I think the square has the King of Wands. I'm just guessing. That's my guess. So we make a prediction. We see how close we are. But then don't forget, these are not wasted throws. If you didn't learn anything from watching the tarot video from yesterday, if you go to the video section of StarCard Podcast, we learned about StarCard sentience in the talking tarot part. There's definitely a message here. So whether you threw your own cards at your house or whether you're following along with me and we're all the same team, there's a message here. And each of these little groups are paragraphs that send us a message that we all need to hear because we're all here together. It's like we're all sitting at the dinner table together and, we're hearing from each member of the family in lots of ways. So now, hang on a second. Anyone else having fun? All right. So now let's turn the cards over. All right. So I've got the triangle and I'm going to get my pen and write down what I see. Oh, woohoo! It's the star card, the very first card, right? You saw me move all the cards around, but this is the one we start with. Let me write that down. I didn't even put the date on my paper. Come on, Breakaway. Okay, so the star card, and look at this. The star card is grouped with the nine of swords, which talks about the opposite of star card. Okay, the anxiety, the insomnia, the sleepless nights, the worry. Hey, don't worry, everything's gonna be okay. Here comes the age of Aquarius. Have a positive attitude. We're creating a new universe. Right on, star card. See, I told you. See, there's no accidents. These tarot cards are just not throwaways, right? They're not just throwaways. There's a message here for us. All right. I wish there was a way I could oil that camera so it didn't make that noise. I need a second camera. All right. So now let's go to the rhombus card. The 10 of Pentacles. The 10 of Pentacles talks about wealth. It also talks about family and long-term success and contribution. Here we are together at StarCard. Family, long-term contribution. It's great to be with you all. Thanks for joining me on the bottom floor here. It's only Cytober. We got many more months to come together. Okay? The circle cards. Oh, I didn't write this down. So did I have a flower? Oh, did I have a flower in the... I didn't check. On the rhombus card, did I have a flower? Let me look. Sorry, I don't see any flowers, but it does look flowery. I'll say that much. Okay, and then we have the star and the 9 of swords. And now let's go to the circle cards. Cool. Oh, yeah. See what happens when you learn. It's the Hierophant and the 9 of Pentacles who says, fruits of your labor. See what happens when you learn. We can now enjoy the fruits of our labor. We're talking to the spirit world through tarot cards today. See what happens when you learn. Sounds like a teacher. A good one. That was a 9 of Pentacles. And the Hierophant. And finally, here we go with the square. Hey, you know what? If you did not see yesterday's video, the X from the live tarot throw from before, Talking Tarot and Star Card Sentience, okay, you recognize the 2 of Cups. The Two of Cups is the one that says, this is a direct message from the spirit world. And that message includes the Temperance card. Let's read what it says on the Temperance card. Balance, harmony, moderation, patience, being sensible, purpose, finding meaning. No need to be down about what's going on around us. The Star card is here to save the day. Be inspired. Be hopeful. Come to STARCARD podcast. Be part of the rich company among all the other subscribers and viewers. We're having a lot of fun. See what happens when you learn. We're opening up new doors, and we got a long way to go. This is a message from the spirit world. I hope you all had fun with that. You could tell I did. I think I'm almost done with my lessons. Yeah, please be done. Yay, let's throw some cards for the audience. Let me get set up here. Star card, Two of Cups. Thank you so much, Tarot World. That was cool. That's a book. That's not the deck. I'll give these a toss, and then I'll give you my attention. And thanks for the soda bubble hearts, everybody. I know that those are as much for the Tarot World as they are for me. That was 3, 2, 1 tarot. That was 3, 2, 1 tarot throw. I'm going to do it one more time for editing. That was 3, 2, 1 tarot throw. Okay. All right. So I'm going to read the chat after the show. Everyone knows I don't read it during the show, but I sure enjoy reading it after the show. So thank you very much. Thanks for being kind to me, and thanks for being kind to each other. We're really having a lot of fun here. And now I'm just going to scroll through and see who wants a reading. If you click the top fans button, I'm going to automatically assume that you wanted a reading. That makes it easy for me to see who wants a reading. Another way to make it easy for me to see is if you type in all capital letters, tarot, please. I already saw that somebody did that. Let me get my pen and paper and start saying good morning to people. Number 1, ascending universal butterfly. Let me write down your name. That's such a wonderful handle. So inspiring. You're in the right place. Hello, ascending universal butterfly. Thanks for joining us. Number 2, silent dreamer. Hello, silent dreamer. I realized I clicked on the camera just as you were asking, when is the live show going on? So everybody, I kind of like get things set up, right? So I'm all prepared. So sometimes it takes me a while to actually go live, but I'm doing my best to like notify you in the post section. I think like if you click the notify button, you'll hear from the post. And I usually post about 60 minutes before I go live. But it takes some work to get things prepared. So anyway, got you down, silent dreamer. We're going to have fun again today. Maria Madrigal's in the house. Hi again, Maria. Good to see you. Let's see, who else have I got here? Number 3, Spider Bite. Hello, Spider Bite. Spider Bite's out in Australia. All right, Spider Bite, let me write down your name. I'm going to go up to chat now to scroll and see. Whoa. Thanks, everybody. So I can't wait to read it. Right now, I'm just looking for tarot, please. Hi, Namira. Namira in the Netherlands. I'm going to write you down. Hello, Mr. A. Thanks again for showing up. I love it. Sally Forth, good morning. Have a great day out there in Pennsylvania. So who else have I got here? I'm looking for tarot, please, or anyway. Someone said I'm hilarious. That's right. My students know that too. Thank you very much. Even I do. It's hard not to laugh. Let's see. Where am I going? Yeah, you're welcome, Namira. All right, so I see I have 4, and that's plenty. But you know what? Hey, I invite you to throw your tarot requests in the chat. Now it's just going to be easy. I'm going to look at the bottom of the screen there, and it's easier for me to see. But I'm going to start with Ascending Universal Butterfly, then Silent Dreamer, then Spider Bite, and then Namira. And then again, if you use the chat button now, I'll keep my eye like on the corner, like if you have a specific subject in mind. But otherwise, I'm going to start shuffling and throwing them because I'm pretty sure the tarot world knows what you want to talk about. All right. All right, I think I'm good. Wait. So first up, ascending universal butterfly. All right, so while I shuffle, my eyes are closed. So I know ascending universal butterfly knows the tarot world's got a message for her. They're making it easy for me to deliver the message to you. Ascending universal butterfly. What a beautiful image. I'm thinking of a translucent butterfly transporting itself through outer space. Wow, cool. No, all I had was espresso this morning. That's just my imagination there. All right. I realize it sounded psychedelic. This is a fun, helpful, inspiring message for ascending universal butterfly. All right. Thank you, Tarot World, for this inspiring, helpful message. Ascending universal butterfly. These cards are for ascending universal butterfly. Ascending universal butterfly. There you go, ascending universal butterfly. This is for entertainment purposes only. Thank you so much for joining us today. These cards are for you. Sweet. Way to get charged up by watching STARCARD podcast. It's the Knight of Wands. The Knight of Wands says energy, passionate, inspired action, adventure, fearless, impulsiveness. Oh, sorry. I got both emotions at the same time, like pain and laughter. That's what I see when I see the Eight of Swords. So if we're looking at the image of the Eight of Swords, there's a lot of swords, looks like a lot of danger, except that, you know, the swords are stuck in the ground. They're not hurting nobody. Also, the person's blindfolded. The person might know that there's swords there, but it doesn't matter. Whatever that person's imagining is all that counts at that point. You're in Plato's cave at that point. You don't see what's around you. There's no need to sense automatic danger. You can kind of just walk away. So it's a manifestation card in Breakaway Ray's book. The Eight of Swords says, as much as you can imagine. You know, if you can imagine things pretty good, then imagine it. It's going to be pretty good. But if you're looking for problems, guess what? You're going to find problems. So be passionate as much as you can imagine. Have that zest for life. Carpe diem, as they used to say in ancient Rome. And then also look for teamwork. The Three of Pentacles is the collaboration and teamwork card. So charge energetically as much as you can into making new friends. Three of Pentacles, teamwork, collaboration, learning, implementation, building something. Well, charge as passionately as you can, as much as you can imagine, into learning something, which you're going to learn with people, right? Good, great, thrive. What a great message for all of us. Thrive, go after whatever it is you need, but you know, we work on all this together. Next up, sweet. It's the Justice card. I like seeing this card. This is a cause and effect card and a balance card. It also talks about law. Yay. Nice. It's the Magician, and this is another manifestation card. The Magician takes that which is in the ether and his imagination, and he manifests and makes it physical here in the real world, our so-called real world, our 3D world. Cause and effect, manifesting, and well, wonderful. You got a lot of good things going on, I think. This is the Two of Wands, and the Two of Wands says, you know, you got a good plan. The universe likes it and is giving you the green light. Go. So there's cause and effect when you use magic, but you have integrity and you respect others. You have a good plan that floats everyone's boat. You should go for it. Learn about magic. Go for it. the universe trusts you and knows you're going to use your powers well and to help others, to help all of us together. And then you, like all of us, will be sitting pretty like the Empress. The Empress, abundance, nurturing, fertility, feminine, good parenting, development, accomplishment, growth, evolution, action. Well, that was a lot of fun. Ascending Universal Butterfly. Thank you for inviting me to read. Pretty inspiring. Have a great day. All right, next up, it's Silent Dreamer. Silent Dreamer. Thanks for that wonderful poetic message, Tarot World. And now, how about a message for our friend Silent Dreamer? A fun, helpful, inspiring message for Silent Dreamer, please. Thank you. These cards are for Silent Dreamer. These cards are for Silent Dreamer. Yeah, for Silent Dreamer. These cards are for Silent Dreamer. A fun, helpful message for Silent Dreamer. Okay. Yay, Silent Dreamer. Let's have fun again. Here we go. Ooh, the Six of Swords says that somebody is being guided from rougher waters to calmer waters by a divine hand. That's good news. You may not see the help that you're getting, but you're getting help and it's going to be okay. Makes me feel like the Sun card's going to show up. Next up. Well, the star is a sun. It's the Star card. Can you hear me smiling? The star, hope, calm, faith, purpose, renewal, spirituality, fortune, good omen, rejuvenation. Wow. You're heading into like a spiritual rehab or something here. Yay, I told you the Sun card was coming. The Sun, positivity, pleasure, happiness, vitality, fun, joy, warmth, celebration, success, rebirth, all is well. Should we quit while we're ahead? That was a wonderful paragraph. Everybody's so happy for you. It's going to be good. That's what the cards say. I'm just making stories up. It's all for entertainment purposes only. Anyway, let's go to the next paragraph. The Page of Wands. Inspiration, ideas, discovery, limitless potential, free spirit, exploration, excitement, freedom. It's like if it was the 1980s, I would say, yo, you got 3 months off of college, you just graduated, and you got a rail pass, okay? Limitless possibilities. You got a big adventure coming. Wow, and the Seven of Cups says there's going to be a lot of opportunities, lots of things to choose from. Not all these things are good things to choose from. So, do be aware of your, your decisions. Be very careful. Make sure you get on the right train. As long as we're on that metaphor, make sure you get on the right train and choose a car, where there's other people. Don't sit in a car by yourself. I actually made that mistake on the TGV going from Paris to the south of France in 1986. Anyway, it cost me, but not anyway. This is for you. So here we go, Silent Dreamer. A great opportunity to start exploring. And then look at this. Someone else also planned in advance. The Two of Wands talks about planning, progress, making decisions, discovery, leaving home, and travel plans. It keeps on talking about traveling, huh? Maybe there's a nice trip coming up for you. Anyway, again, makes a fun story. I'm just as enthused about this paragraph as I was about that one. I know, I play favorites. Anyway, the last message is somebody's making some magic. Silent Dreamer, the Magician, action, creation, manifestation, power, self-confidence, clarity, willpower, skill, and creativity. I would like to refer everyone to the STARCARD podcast video called The 12 Laws of Karma. And I believe it's actually law number 2 that says, in order to have life, you have to create it. So, while you have this opportunity and everything's groovy, carpe diem, where's the Queen of Wands, seize the day. Have a good time. Way to go, Silent Dreamer. Thanks for inviting me to read. That was fun. See? Yeah, fun. Those are the kind of messages we get from STARCARD. Fun, helpful messages. Next up, it's Spider Bite. You're right on, Silent Dreamer. Cool. Spider Bite. Always good to see you. All right, so how about a fun, helpful message for Spider Bite, please? Spider Bite was like one of my first fans when I was on the Typical Skeptic podcast. She sent some really encouraging messages in the chat, which means I should probably mention that in the description, my second published book called Let's Go Off Planet with Breakaway Ray, there's an Amazon link to it, and Spider Bite will know that it's a lot of the stuff, it's a lot of the shows that she saw. I think Spider Bite is female, I think. When I was on Rob's show, I put the scripts in there, and there's pictures of me and Rob together. I'm not sure. I don't know if Spider Bite's chat actually may have been in the book, but I don't want to make any promises. I'm not sure. Anyway, these cards are for my friend Spider Bite. Yeah, those two. Okay, great. A fun, helpful message for Spider Bite. Way down under. Yay, Spider Bite. All right, 2 more. Hey, making it easy for me. Right. Okay, there we go. There's your next card. A little delay there, getting things organized. Yeah, right back at you, Spider Bite. Cool deal. These cards are for you, Spider Bite. Hey. Look at that beautiful lady. It's the World card. The World card, like how you're on the other side of the world. Completion, accomplishment, wholeness, attainment, fulfillment, travel, celebration of life, and arriving. Next, wow, that's kind of cool too. The Wheel of Fortune. Good luck, karma, life cycles, destiny, turning point, change, inevitable fate, ups and downs, and unpredictable. A turning point. Is there a change going on in someone's world? This is like the only place where the 5 of Pentacles is welcome. And, if you've been at StarCard podcast before, sometimes I like to read the reverse meaning to keep things, looking up, keeping a stiff upper lip, as it were. So this is the 5 of Pentacles. It talks about isolation. It also talks about financial loss. But let's see what else it says here. And we're going to turn it into a positive, Spider Bite. Financial loss, a lack of mindset, probably like the biggest problem. We mentioned isolation and worry and need and insecurity. But if you turn it over, it does say recovery from financial loss, charity, improvement. So why don't I turn this over? We're going to aim for improvement. So luckily, your world is changing. It may feel like it was like a lottery win, but really you earned it, because with karma, energies have to balance. And so that's why I'm turning this card upside down so that it all stays on the same level here. You're recovering from something, and it's a brand new world. So let's see what else is happening here, Spider Bite. Sweet. It's the Ace of Swords. That's a nice card to have because you have mental clarity, and there's breakthroughs and new ideas, success. There's a sharp mind involved. Breakthroughs, new ideas. This could also be something like, since I'm Breakaway Ray and this is StarCard Podcast, my world is changing because I got lucky that I came across StarCard Podcast and the Typical Skeptic Podcast, and now I'm here for the war on spiritual poverty. And that's a breakthrough because we're making contact with the spirit world. And the 3 of Cups says we could celebrate that. And with the 6 of Pentacles, there's a lot of giving and taking because we're all doing this together. Look, we're practically holding hands. And Spider Bite, the last message is, congratulations on your new start. It's the Ace of Pentacles. Ace of Pentacles, abundance, manifestation, opportunity, new venture, prosperity. All right, that's a message from StarCard. Right on, Spider Bite. Thank you very much. Next up, it's Namira in the Netherlands. And I just saw Julia Ankerhaven in the chat. Want to make sure I let me see where. Julia, did you ask for a reading? Yes, one card for Julia. Got it. Okay. All right. So, oh, hey, everybody. I'm going to take care of Namira, and then I'm going to throw Julia's card, but then we're going to be over an hour, so let's call it after Julia, shall we? Tomorrow's another day. I almost didn't even come out today. Thank goodness I did. We all had fun, didn't we? So let's take care of Namira now. These cards are for Namira in the Netherlands. Hello, Namira. Namira, you're a really positive presence here at STARCARD Podcast. Thanks again. Really appreciate it. So let's throw some fun, inspiring, helpful cards for Namira, please. For our friend Namira. There we go. How about fun, helpful message for Namira? This is the one, all right. You wanted that one there, okay. And there we go. Great. Here we go, Namira. Here we go. Hey, this is like the 18th time we saw the Magician card today. How wonderful. You're making some magic, Namira. I feel like you're making magic for me. Thank you so much for sharing your energy on the podcast. The Two of Swords says, you're at a crossroads, perhaps, or there's a crossroads energy. A decision is coming. You don't have all the information because you're wearing a blindfold, but you have all the tools you need, once you make the decision. Some kind of magic involved. Sweet. And then the Page of Swords shows up, and the Page of Swords talks about new ways of communicating, thirst for knowledge, new ideas, and mental energy. Well, Namira, this really sounds like, how I perceive our relationship here at STARCARD Podcast. We're making magic. There's two of us, and, you're here because you have a thirst for knowledge, and I think I know something, and you're really helping me create some magic with everybody else here. Hey, everybody. Thanks a lot for watching the show, and thank you so much, subscribers. Keep rocking. Next up, look at this. You guys all saw I drew random cards, right? So here's the Six of Pentacles. It's all about giving and taking. That's for sure. Namira knows how to collaborate. The Ace of Wands says, new projects, new ideas. There's magic in the air. Inspiration, urge to create, willpower, potential beginnings, new opportunities, growth. We're all going to experience a kind of growth. None of us are going to be the same person we are a year from now. We're going to be so different just next year. Well, check back with me next year and we'll see. But anyway, these cards are for Namira. And hey, who else gets? All right, everyone saw me shuffle and draw randomly. You can have an Ace of Pentacles from the spirit world too, Namira. Let's read you your Ace of Pentacles. Abundance, manifestation, opportunity, new career or financial opportunity, new venture, prosperity. Live long and prosper, Namira. That's from Star Trek. Oh, sweet. And then the Knight of Cups shows up and says, I'm your knight in shining armor. I'm sorry, that's super positive. Congratulations. I don't know what's going on in your life, but these are wonderful cards to have. I would go to sleep with a recording of these cards in my head just to remind myself how awesome I am and how great things are. So anyway, Namira, have a great day. Thanks again for inviting me to read. I know we'll see each other again. And now, one card for Julia. Here we go. Thank you, Julia. And we're going to get one card for Julia here. Julia out in the UK. Okay. Here we go, Julia. One card for you. How about a fun, helpful message for our friend Julia, please? Thank you very much. One card for Julia. Thank you, Tarot World. It's been a great day. Here we go, Julia. The Hangman. The Hangman says, let me read this phrase exactly because I like it so much. Viewing things differently than before. The Hanged Man, viewing things differently than before. Well, I'm pretty sure you got that part figured out. Thank you so much for inviting me to read, Julia. Hey, everybody. I keep ruining how we'll never get to see the Lost Babe Ruth STARCARD podcast, but every day turns out to be a bang-up show. Thanks for letting me shoot off my fireworks and teach you some ancient Greek math. I hope you all have a great day. My name's Breakaway Ray.